Okay, well, each country would have to have its own network of its own critical mass of people in order for it to function. We have been approached by people overseas, and we've said, yeah, that they need to set their network up. So clearly we will be able to trade between this country and other countries eventually. But initially, the focus is on building the UK system up. And eventually, obviously, as we succeed, other networks will follow quite quickly. But what will happen is at any point in time, you've got a choice. You can actually trade using their monetary system, or trade using our monetary system, or trade using both. And initially, obviously, it's going to be a case of trading using both.
Presumably, you're going to need people to work for the Lawful Bank. Will they get a salary for doing this?
Yeah, in Lawful Bank money.
Right, and how?
So there's a leap of faith that's going to happen here, isn't there? A lot of the people who've already signed up for branches are aware of the situation that the job that they got to do is to build their membership, and at some time in the future, we will have a critical mass of people, and at that point in time, we're going to say to people, right, we now would like you to start doing this using the Lawful Bank system. And progressively, as I say, we will take over from the existing system, because all the benefits arise from using the Lawful Bank system as opposed to the existing monetary system. So it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight, obviously.
I suppose the crux of the matter is people are going to be saying, how can I trust you that this is all going to work and be honest, and I won't lose money on this and things like that?
Well, we're not asking anybody for any money.
No, you're not asking people for money then.
So, I mean, it's a pretty good start, isn't it? We're actually creating the money, and we're distributing it evenly to people. I mean, imagine it. If you're living on an island, and 1,000 people arrive on an island one morning, and there's no one else living there. And you found all the resources available to you. You found the trees and the water, and there were pigs and cows and sheep and everything else. The islanders would all come together then. The new arrivees would come together, and they would organize themselves to access the resource, to harvest the resource of the island for mutual benefit. Guess what? No money. And of course, that's the confusion. We think we need money to access the resources that we have at the moment. And of course, it's a nonsense. You don't. What you need to do is you need to access the people, get the people to access or harvest the resources. That's what the economy is all about. The money is just a simplicity or a simple way of doing that. So we've lost sight of what money is supposed to be for. So what the Lawful Bank is doing is it's creating the liquidity, distributing evenly to everybody, and when everyone's got that money and prepared to accept that money, they start to trade amongst themselves. So if I came to you and I said, right, would you do this job for me? And you said yes, I would say, right, there's 100 Lawful Bank pounds. You would say, okay, I'm prepared to accept those, because I know that in our community, our Lawful Bank community, there is somebody there who actually will take this money from me for the services that I require. So what we're trying to do is get to a critical mass of people who will use our money, and through that, the pressure of numbers will actually force other people, not necessarily, let's say force in a positive way, other people to also use the Lawful Bank money, because that is going to benefit all of us. So it's the distribution of the money freely to our community, to our banking system, that is the crux to making it successful.
A lot of people think that the present system of money and banks is just going to collapse soon. Do you have a view on that at all?
Well, yes, I do. I think they're going to try keeping it going as long and as hard as possible, but it has to collapse. It's built, it's designed that way. And what will happen is that a few people at the very top will become even more wealthy, and a lot of people will lose their homes, a lot of people will lose their businesses, their livelihoods, etc., and there will be chaos for a while. If the Lawful Bank is in place and being operated by a reasonable number of people, when that happens, then people will quickly flip over, because what we will say is, don't use their system, don't be out of employment, don't be out of a home, come over to our system and we will provide the resources whereby you can pay off your mortgage. You won't have to lose your home. We can provide the facilities, the liquidity for your business, so people don't have to be made unemployed. And the whole system will then, our system will expose just how fraudulent and corrupt the existing system actually is, and how fraudulent it is in terms of it being deliberately collapsed so that the people at the top can actually rake in yet more money for themselves.
Okay, so one final question. If people are interested in the Lawful Bank, they need to log on to the website and then they register their details and then they wait until the next step. Is that right?
Yeah, there's two things. That first and foremost, lawfulbank.com, sign up. It doesn't cost anything to sign up at all. Secondly, if people are interested in starting a branch in their local community, then please contact me. They can get a hold of me via the Lawful Bank, and probably the best email is roger@thebcgroup.org.uk. So it's Roger is ROGER at the bcgroup.org.uk. And I will tell people what's required of them, but through the Lawful Bank communication, we'll tell people what's happening. We will be issuing a calendar for events in the next several months where I'll be attending. I ask people to, come to those meetings, ask questions, get involved, because if we want to change the world for our benefit, then we've got to engage, we've got to deal with the money problem. The Lawful Bank is the solution to the problem, and I hope as many people will sign up as possible.
Right, well, thank you ever so much for speaking to us. I know you've got to go to another meeting in a minute, but thanks for giving us the time and explaining about the Lawful Bank, and we'll put all the details on our website so people can investigate further and hopefully join the Lawful Bank. So thank you ever so much, Roger.
All right, thank you, Mark. Nice talking with you.